Yay Networks.
Welcome to Logically Irrational with my parents, Ty Strickland and Melissa Rycroft. He's a little logical.
Until I start gossiping.
And she's a little irrational.
You've got nothing.
But together, they make the perfect combo.
Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Logically Irrational.
2 weeks in a row. We made it.
And it's cold.
It is cold.
It's not just
in
cold
Texas.
for us. It's cold, I think,
everywhere.
Yeah. Right now.
We're just not used to it.
Well, people also think when we say
are
cold.
used to it?
No, I didn't say that.
Well, you
I
sound
said
like,
when we
well.
say cold, people assume
Oh,
that we are
it's-
saying that it's like 60 degrees, 50. We had highs of 15 the past couple days, and it's
Yeah.
about to happen again this weekend.
Single digits is
Single
cold.
digits is no joke.
I think the coldest I've ever been, we were in New York City one time, and it was like -6.
Was that when we did New Year's Eve?
No, it was like a random January or something like that. We were there for something. You were working.
I remember when we hosted the New Year's Eve special, that big
Yeah.
boy with Rockin' New Year's Eve, and they wanted to see wardrobe before the show, obviously.
Right.
And I had like my little wool coat. I had my knit gloves.
Yeah, the knit gloves are what they were laughing at.
They were laughing, going, "This is not going to cut it." And I was like, "What? What do you mean?" Meanwhile, they made me. I had to wear 3 jackets, the leather fancy gloves, a hat.
Insulated stuff.
Yeah, they laughed. They went, "Oh, it's colder than what I guess I consider." But anyway, we had snow, we had ice, and yeah,
This week?
Yeah.
Yeah, we did.
yeah.
But, knock on wood, haven't had any huge problems. And I'm in insurance. And so,
Oh, you mean from the freeze?
yeah, like busted pipes and
Right.
stuff like
I
that.
feel like this came early for us. Usually it's February. It's right around Ava's
Yeah, that's true.
birthday, which, she's going to be a teenager in 2 weeks.
Oh my gosh.
You're going to have a teenage
She's so
daughter.
not a teenager.
She is. She acts like one.
Well, she's got the attitude of
She
one.
she talks like, and then like, and then like.
It's
she
so
does
funny.
that.
Like you can just, when you're talking to her, you can tell that she has picked up whatever she's saying from other kids. Mm-hmm. Like I was like, yeah, I don't think you really feel that way.
Yeah.
But she thinks it's cool or whatever.
teenage girl.
She's very impressionable right now.
Teenage girl.
She's a good girl though.
She's a great girl.
Yeah, she's
We're
great.
trying to decide if anybody has any fun ideas. She wants to do something fun for her birthday, like a fun birthday
Yeah.
party.
Well, I thought that she told me that we were going to do hibachi
Well, we
here
were
at the
going
house.
to, but they will only do hibachi outside. And the way that these last couple days have been, and knowing it's not going away, I'm like, y'all, I can't have 20 little girls out in my backyard when
Yeah.
it's 20 degrees outside doing a cool hibachi. Now, the idea of there's these hibachi places that come to your house and they do huge
Set up their
parties
grills
and
and-
they do all the fun stuff that you do at a hibachi table, but they customize it for your party. How fun is that?
That sounds like a lot of,
And
like
then
I want to do that for
they
us.
can come and hang out at the house and go do their girly stuff up in
Yeah.
Ava's room after. But it just, Don't
trust the weather.
having a February birthday is just really hard to plan an outdoor birthday party.
Yeah, that's very true. I guess if we cleaned out the garage, we could move it in
They won't do it.
because of the
Yeah, the
grills.
flame. They have to. It's an outdoor only thing.
Yeah, well,
So
it's probably out of the question.
Anyway, I keep looking at stuff. If anybody has any fun ideas that maybe they did for a very girly teenage group of girls,
Yeah.
I would love to know because it's coming up quick.
I just somehow the thought came across my mind that remember that Sweet 16 show that used to be? We're not there yet. It's just teenagers.
We're also
but, like,
not major celebrities that are going to spend thousands of dollars.
right. But I was
on
just
a
well, you
party.
said, is there anybody who's done something cool? I was
Oh.
thinking we should go back and watch that.
Oh, those were two.
Not for Ava's stuff, but
Yeah, no.
Too much.
Too much.
Too
Way
much.
too much. Way too much. And we had some fans on the Logically Irrational page checking on you after that Cowboys
oh
loss.
my gosh,
Said, is Ty okay?
no. The answer is no.
I
But
heard,
but I am conditioned to.
Isn't that sad?
Yeah, I mean, you just can't trust them. If you were born in the 90s,
You've never... Well, no.
you don't remember.
Right, but they did dominate the 90s.
Well, yeah, the early 90s.
Yeah.
Yeah. You were 5. But, like, that's crazy. And you know what else?
What?
This is another thing that makes me feel old. I got an email this week for a 25th anniversary of my fraternity pledge class, which means that I went to college 25 years ago. I was in college 25 years ago. I feel like I'm 25.
Yeah,
Not.
except, you wake up with a hurt back. And
My back hurts so bad every morning.
random rashes every once in a while.
Man, come on.
Eyes can't work. I'm not saying you. It's just, it happens. I woke up with it, and my Achilles is hurting today.
Really?
Isn't that a random?
That is a
I mean,
weird
I've been
one.
running a lot.
Be careful with
but,
that. It's not one you want to mess up.
Understood, but
Yeah.
yeah.
So I'm old. The
Well,
Cowboys are terrible.
Are you going?
Oh, I don't know. It's like in March. I don't know. I don't know how
25.
we'd make it work. Yeah. I was talking to my buddy that sent me the email, and I was like, what's the big deal for this year? He's like, dude, it's our 25 anniversary. I'm like, no. Oh my, I'm doing the math in my head. I'm like, oh my gosh, it was 1999.
I know.
That's crazy.
Well, it's always like, if you've seen those like memes and stuff, when people say 20 years ago, you still think it's like 1980.
Right. That was 44 years ago.
Wow. Okay. Never mind. Well, yeah. So,
Sorry.
yeah, go for
Getting
it.
sidetracked.
Do it.
You know how we had, an 80s party is easy to dress for. A 90s party is easy to dress for. We had a 2000s party, easy to dress for.
Yeah.
What's like the 2010s?
It kind of circled back again. It like 90s came back, 80s came back. People were wearing really big bell bottoms. Low rise came back. It's all cyclical.
Really? Mm-hmm. I mean, that would have been when we were married.
It was about a year ago that in Target I saw the yellow Clueless outfit, the plaid skirt with the plaid top, little baby doll. I mean, it's not in right now,
Right.
But
And then the 20s are going to be, it's going to be like all Taylor Swift driven.
I don't know. Neutrals are very in right now.
I don't know. what that
Shades
means.
of brown, white, beige,
Cream.
mother of pearl.
I feel like we're in, what's it, AMSR?
Ew, I hate the kids
Cream.
put that stuff on in the
Beckett
car
loves it.
because they know. We talked about this before. There's actually a word for people like me that I can't stand sounds. The chewing, like all, like I can't. And they will
that's just-
put on ASMR of squishy stuff.
Yeah.
Or
Some dude was biting a pool noodle. And Beckett was just laughing, thinking it was so great. I was like,
so
dude, that's
gross.
disgusting.
So gross. What are you doing?
My coffee, you know the little hole on top that's supposed to make it come out? That hole's not punched all the way in. I don't know. So I can't get the coffee out.
And then speaking of cold and football, the Kansas City Chiefs game this
Did you
past weekend.
Did you see that?
Did I see the game?
What did you see, the Patrick Mahomes helmet?
I saw the helmet.
Yeah.
I saw the coach's mustache that had icicles
ice
on
on
it. So they say that the game was the fourth coldest kickoff temperature in NFL history, which is crazy to me. It had a wind chill of negative 27 degrees, 27 degrees, and actual negative 4 degrees. How were there 3 other games that they played? Well, you think they were like in a dome and it was just colder outside?
No. Well, did you hear about that this week? That there was a journalist who asked, I think it was the Tampa Bay coach, because they're going to Detroit to play this week, and she asked him how they were going to handle the cold, and he like didn't really know how to answer. He's like, ma'am, they have a dome. Like, they play in a dome.
You know what? Maybe she just meant in general.
Well, he
You're
was like,
from Tampa.
He goes, you mean like the 40 seconds
Yeah,
that we
maybe.
walked from the bus to
Do you have knit gloves or leather gloves? That's my question.
But he was really nice about it. He didn't
Well.
want to make her feel stupid.
I wouldn't have felt stupid.
I don't know why, because Buffalo actually moved their game back
heard.
24 hours.
Yeah.
But Kansas City still played. They could have done the same thing. I guess maybe I don't know. I don't know why they didn't move it.
Did you hear that from that game, 10 fans who were at the game have been hospitalized for frostbite and hypothermia? Yeah. So a spokesperson for the Kansas City Fire Department did confirm that at the game itself, they had 69 calls to 911. Half of them were fears of hypothermia. Yes, and there were actually 10 hospitalizations resulting in the cold. 7 patients were admitted for hypothermia, 3 for frostbite, and 5 additional people were hospitalized for non-weather related issues, which is but that's at this point it's a health and security thing.
Part of it from the Kansas City side was that they were playing Miami, and Miami is coming straight from South Beach, where it's 80 degrees. And so it's so out of their element that maybe that gave them an edge.
It didn't.
Well, it did. They won.
Well, I don't think they won because it was cold.
Well, I mean,
I think they just
won.
And then, of course, you mentioned Patrick Mahomes' helmet, which they say is because it was so cold,
Yeah.
right, that it cracked on impact.
Right. But they say that it did its job. It did what it was supposed to do.
Well, it still cracked.
Yeah. They got a new one in.
And I saw images. Is it Travis Kelce?
Travis.
Jason Kelce? His hands?
Oh, I haven't seen that. But he
because
was one that was playing.
He and his brother do that podcast, and one of the videos came out. He had like blisters all over his hands, I guess, from just.
Well, he wasn't even wearing an undershirt.
Oh, he was
Like,
wearing
he wasn't
short
wearing
sleeves?
long sleeves. No.
Well, he's got enough arm hair. He's got a little
Well,
fur coat.
you get the wrong guy.
No, they're both hairy.
Oh, are they?
Yeah. That's a strong Kelce gene.
Like, I guess that's a tough guy thing.
Which, speaking of Kelce, I didn't look into it, but I heard they said that everybody's pronouncing their last name wrong. Have you heard that?
No.
Oh.
Well, how's it supposed to be?
I didn't read the article.
Kelce?
Or Kelsey. Kelce? I don't know.
Yeah.
You'd think they would have corrected it by now. But anyway, yeah. Cold.
Yep.
And more cold coming. Ava and I are about to enter competition season. Yay for you. Mm-hmm. You're not going to see her a lot. She's got a lot this year.
It's like 2 months, right? Mm-hmm. It's a lot.
Mm-hmm. Okay, let's do some pop news. It was a crazy slow
Oh, okay.
entertainment
I thought you were
week.
going to say crazy week.
No. Abnormally slow. I'm pulling teeth here. We're going to talk, and then I just found some wacky headlines for the week.
All right.
Pop news time.
All right, starting just with it's award season, but
Right.
it's late, right?
It's late.
It's confusing everybody because they keep calling, like, the Emmys. It's the 2022 Emmys, and they're like, it's 2023. Yes, but it's the Emmys from 2022 because obviously there was this huge writer's strike and everything halted. So there were no awards, and now they're doing the awards.
Okay.
Does that make sense? So,
But I would be confused.
right. I just love when people are mean online, and I'm like, you're wrong, though. They're getting mad at the
You
writers.
just don't even know what year it is.
So the Emmys, it was the 75th Emmys, hosted by Anthony Anderson. Do you know who Anthony Anderson is?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We met him one time.
Oh, I don't remember. There was no roasting. He didn't take the route of like making fun of other people. It was more of a nod to classic shows. Cheers, Grey's Anatomy, Martin, Ally McBeal. They all brought the original casts out.
That's cool.
And yeah, kind of fun. The big moment though was Christina Applegate. Have you seen that clip
No.
of where she came out? So she was diagnosed with MS back in 2021. Haven't really seen her do anything. She did that show Dead to Me on Netflix. But when she came out, she had a cane, and Anthony was kind of helping her out. She got this huge standing ovation, and she was making jokes. It was just a very sweet.
That's cool.
Yes, like, look at you, girl, get it, girl, moment. And then we had the Golden Globes. Those were hosted by Joe Coy.
Okay. Yeah, I've heard about this.
Okay, and I was super excited. Not that I even watched it, but I wanted to see the clips afterwards of Joe because I've always been a huge advocate.
you
I
love
think
him.
he's hilarious. I watch his specials over and over and laugh all
out
the time.
loud on the plane.
There wasn't a lot of laughing going on at the Golden Globes.
At his jokes, or
At
he was
his
not trying to be
jokes.
funny?
No, he was definitely trying to be
Okay.
funny. So I'm sure you've heard the Taylor Swift joke.
Yeah.
Okay.
The big difference between the Golden Globes and the NFL, on the Golden Globes, we have fewer camera shots of Taylor Swift. I swear. There's just more to go to here.
There wasn't a lot. Also, he kind of flubbed
Yeah,
the
he
joke.
kinda flubbed the joke,
Because
yeah.
you couldn't hear camera. It's
It's
like,
not a terrible joke.
oh, Taylor was not happy. The memes of her face.
That's not an insult.
Which, I'm like, just take the joke.
Yeah, right.
Like, always just laugh and go, okay. But yeah, he kept saying he only had 10 days to prepare. I guess he just got the job 10 days before. He was a little awkward. He got real defensive at times when people weren't laughing. And the big thing that came out was he was blaming the writers. Like, some jokes that I wrote, but others, I had writers write it, which is why it's not funny. But
Was he blaming them, or was he making a
Slow
joke?
down. I wrote some of these, and they're the ones you're laughing at. The key moment in Barbie is when she goes from perfect beauty to bad breath, cellulite, and flat feet. Or what casting directors call character actor. Some I wrote, some other people wrote. Robert De Niro's here. Yo, I got the gig 10 days ago. You want a perfect monologue? Yo, shut up. You're kidding me, right?
Now, he does that in his stand-up, and it's funny because it goes with...
Right.
I
this
guess
is a different...
And the stand-up, he's practiced how many times? Like, it's perfected. This, he was trying to bring that aspect, I feel like, in, and it hit where, Ryan Gosling's going, did you just tell me to shut up? Like, Harrison Ford's out there going, excuse me? Like, it doesn't hit... The same
right.
way.
Yeah.
So
different crowd.
Bummer for him. However, it is, I just said the word that people hate.
Do that at the same time.
There's no bad press kind of a thing. Like, everybody's talking about
no press is bad press.
Joe Coy right now. And it may not, he's got defenders too of, he only had 10 days. He's a stand-up comedian. He's not, used to the writers.
And what do you expect?
Well, so go a couple days later and you have the 29th Annual Critics' Choice Awards. And these were hosted by Joe's ex-girlfriend, Chelsea Handler. Remember?
Oh, they were together?
Oh, yeah, they were together. I loved them as a couple.
Okay.
Yeah, and broke up. We don't know why, but it clearly was not a good breakup because as she was hosting and getting much more of her laughs.
Unfortunately, Martin Scorsese isn't here tonight, but that's not going to stop me from letting everyone in this room know that I would toss him around like a little Italian meatball. Thank you for laughing at that. My writers wrote it.
That's a dig. No, you're laughing though.
Did most people get that?
Yes,
okay.
Everybody completely understood what she was digging at. I mean, yeah, it was good. It was good. I say the funniest moment from this though, and I'm sure you've seen this clip, was when the song "I'm Just Ken" won for best song, and the camera was on Ryan Gosling's face. Couldn't fake the shock of
what?
Is this a joke? And everybody online is like, oh, now he's scared because he's gonna have to perform at the Oscars.
Is that what that means?
Well, it can't. But Ava loves this song.
Is it my destiny to live and die a life of blonde fragility?
Oh, the face was classic, though. Classic.
Yeah, that's funny.
Who would have thought?
It's funny that he has a good sense of humor about it.
For what the part was.
Right.
Yes, he was a fantastic Kent, though. It was good. And he's a good singer. I mean, he was on the Disney Mickey Mouse Club. Whatever. Okay, moving on from awards, because I know you're super interested in that. Madonna is being sued over starting her concert late.
Like 2.5 hours or something like that?
Yeah. So 2 Madonna fans, they're in New York City, and they are suing her for starting her concert late. And I'm not lying about this, claiming that they, quote, had to get up early to go to work the next morning. So
you can leave.
Well, thanks. We're going to get to that. In the actual lawsuit filed on Wednesday in a Brooklyn federal court, the 2 men say that they bought tickets to a December 13th show at Barclays Center as part of Madonna's celebration tour that she's currently on. So the show was advertised to start at 8:30, but Madonna, who is 65, by the way, and still doing this, did not take the stage until after 10:30. So by the time the 2 concertgoers left, it was after 1 a.m., and they were, quote, left stranded in the middle of the night, confronted with limited public transportation, limited ride sharing, and or increased public and private transportation costs. The late finish on the weeknight show also affected their, quote, ability to take care of their family responsibilities the next day.
Good Lord.
So she's actually been sued for this twice already, if you can believe that. Back in 2019, when a Florida fan argued that her lateness on her Madam X tour was a breach of contract. I don't know how that is. And again in 2020 in a lawsuit filed by 2 more New York concert goers. Heck, maybe the same guys. I don't know.
Maybe.
But they were both dismissed because, going to your point, though, this is not a Madonna issue. You can leave the concert.
Right. Well, I guess you're saying that you paid money. There's a time on the ticket. I mean, I don't agree with it. That's dumb. I heard the big deal was like something about the private transportation.
I mean,
there's no Uber and stuff that late.
I'd be super irritated. I don't like staying up late.
Yeah. At what point would we have left?
Yeah.
You would not have wanted to stick around for that.
Well, I mean, so when it says it starts at 8:30, do you think that's like the pre-show?
Well, I mean, every
there's opening acts.
event that we go to, whether it's a concert, a comedy act, whatever it is, they always start late.
When we went to, this just happened to us, we went to the Sphere show and we saw that Postcards of Earth.
Mm-hmm.
And what time was our show? 4 o'clock?
4:30.
4:30. Oh, the show didn't start till 5:30 or 6.
Yeah.
They let you in an hour early to go
Right.
play with all the stuff, which I'm going, I had no idea, but we were thinking about getting tickets to the 7:30 show, and I'm glad we didn't.
Yeah, we would have been. We were leaving early that next day.
Yeah.
Well, that's probably a pretty good example. Like if it would have been 3
You know
hours
what?
later.
I'm going to sue the Sphere.
Yeah, right. We went to Eric Church one time, and he was over an hour late, and they didn't
Was
start.
he? See, I feel like with us in that situation, did we notice? I mean, we were with
knew
friends.
we were with our
and-
friends having fun. We didn't
Yeah,
care.
we had a night out.
Yeah, it's kind of the anticipation was getting
Right.
going, and he didn't have an opening act either. It's kind of weird.
I don't know.
Anyway,
I don't know.
It is what it is.
I had to go to work in the morning.
Yeah.
I couldn't come home and take care of
Now,
my family
what's worse
responsibilities.
is wasn't it like Morgan Wallen that like they waited and waited and waited, and then they canceled it
Oh, yes.
an hour after it was supposed
Yeah,
for
but
2
he
hours.
didn't even. It was like they put it up on the screen. They wrote it out and then put it up on the screen, so nobody even came out to address.
Now
the
that would make me
audience.
mad.
Yeah.
I feel like you'd have more rights to a lawsuit because you didn't get what you paid for.
Well, they'll refund your ticket. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't.
I don't
I mean,
know.
I don't know if these guys are just hoping they settle or what, but surely they can't think that.
This is probably a shot in the dark thing. Probably one of them's a lawyer and was like, "This won't cost me anything."
I don't know. And then let's move on to Arnold Schwarzenegger, who had a really rough week. Did you hear about this?
No.
Tybo. He was detained by custom officers at the Munich, Germany airport on Wednesday for not declaring a luxury watch. Now, I need help with this because it said he was wearing the watch while traveling to Austria. If you're wearing something,
Yeah.
you have to declare it.
No, you would have to buy it. If he
So he bought it and was
there
wearing it.
and was wearing it.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't matter if it's in your bag or
How do
if
they
you
know
purchase.
he bought it there?
Because probably whenever he bought it, they probably had to file paperwork for it.
So this whole story is very confusing, but I thought you'd find it interesting because it's over a watch.
Yeah.
And for those that don't know, Ty is obsessed with watches. So he had the watch and was planning on auctioning it off during it's the Schwarzenegger Climate Initiative charities auction in Austria, which is where he was going. He was on his way there and apparently going to auction this watch off. So officers made him prepay the potential taxes on the watch and took him to a bank to withdraw cash, only to find the bank was closed and the ATM limit was too low. So when he returned, a new officer brought a new credit card machine, and that worked. So he had to prepay the taxes on it?
Because when you bought it, certain places you don't have to pay taxes on it. Like whenever you like at the store, but then when you declare it, they will make you pay taxes on it.
Well,
and so a lot of times what they'll do is you'll buy it. I did this once in the Bahamas, I think, and I bought a watch, and then they mailed it to me, so I was able to not pay taxes.
Was that the watch you got me that Batoya screwed up?
No, I don't know. I didn't have to pay taxes on that one. That may have been.
The watch?
That may have been.
Because you got it from the Bahamas.
Yeah.
Your watch guy or
Yeah.
place.
It might have been that one. Anyway.
Well, so there's a custom office spokesperson has said that criminal tax proceedings have been initiated
Why don't you
because
just pay
the
the taxes?
watch, which is an imported item, needed to be registered. So it's Audemars Piguet.
Yeah.
How do you say that?
Everybody calls it AP.
Oh, AP. Valued at about $30,000. It was custom made for him, and yeah,
It was valued at what?
30.
Okay.
30,000.
Well, so do the math on that. That's $2,400 in taxes.
Well, he said that once it got auctioned off, then the charity organization would claim the
Yeah.
proceeds. It's very confusing to
It
me.
seems
but
it
the
seems
custom
silly to
stuff always freaks me
It seems
out.
silly to hold him for that.
Always freaks me out.
I mean, you just pay it and move on.
Like, I bought
Especially
a
these
magazine.
auctioning
Do I
it
need
off.
to
That's
declare the
legit.
magazine that I bought?
No, I think it has to be over 10,000.
Still, I don't want to be. I got detained one time.
Yeah, you did.
Scared me to death by our friendly Canadian neighbors.
Yeah.
I'm not going back. I'm probably not allowed
You're
back.
probably not. You're definitely getting flagged.
Really?
I don't know.
Oh.
I don't have any idea. You were working and said you weren't working. Well, they told you
They
not.
told me.
The
Don't do.
yeah. The production company didn't do what they were supposed
scouting
to do.
and no big deal. It's fine. I made it. Okay, on to just a little sprinkle of just some crazy news
Okay.
because there's nothing else to talk about. So Miller Lite is offering a $5 tin of beer flavored mints.
Mints?
Mints.
Like breath mint.
MINTS. Yes. This is their response to Dry January because so many people take the Dry January pledge.
Okay.
And they said that the candies promise an initial taste of mint, gross, followed by the subtle yet great taste of Miller Lite, gross, that leaves consumers' breath feeling fresh and their taste buds hoppy.
Like beer?
Like beer.
Who wants their breath to smell like beer?
But I'm not a beer drinker, but mint and beer,
I mean, I guess like
Don't go
the point
together.
of this is to get that little fix of the taste of beer.
Well,
if you're really into beer.
I wonder, it would be interesting to know how far alcohol sales go down
In January?
and this is their proactive, let's just do something.
I don't know, it seems like a marketing
What they should
deal.
do is come out with a alcohol-free beer.
Well, they have that.
They do? But
Well, I mean, I don't know who does, but
heavily advertise it though in January of like, we're with
Right.
you, here you go, taste the same.
Yeah.
No splash of mint, $5. Maybe it's like a collectible
I don't
collector's item.
yeah,
I
it
just-
seems like a
it's like not a good idea.
white elephant gift.
Not a good idea. And if you're looking for a job for the next year, Oscar Mayer will pay you $35,000 to get behind the wheel of that iconic Wienermobile. Do you
Yeah.
remember the Wienermobile? He's
Uh-huh.
still
I've
around.
seen it before.
He still drives, yes. So the processed meat giant has launched a nationwide search for its next crew of Hotdoggers, as they call them. They are paid spokespeople who drive the brand's famous hot dog-shaped Wienermobiles around the country. It's a 27-foot long hot dog.
Long car.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the hot doggers' main responsibility is to represent Oscar Mayer on a daily basis as they drive. It's an 87-year-old Wienermobile around America. Now it's between June 2024 and June 2025. They have a fleet of just 6 of them. And they're looking for 2 people per car. So we're looking for 12 people. The hot doggers will travel in pairs and be expected to host over 200 pop-up events over the course of the year. They will be responsible for pitching and appearing on local television, radio, and newspaper media. It's a 1-year assignment, base salary of $35,000, with an additional weekly allowance of $150 for meals and personal travel. Hot doggers will also receive health benefits and 18 days of paid time off and have all their hotel expenses covered. But you're gone all year.
Yeah.
You're not home.
You're driving an 87-year-old car?
Yeah. There's 6 of them.
Wow.
So if you're interested, go to OscarMayer.com.
What if I said that, babe, I'm going to be gone for the next year. You're going to have to take the kids.
You'll be
all by
driving a
yourself.
Wienermobile.
I'm going to be driving the Oscar Mayer Wienermobile.
I mean,
It's a dream come true.
I am a horrible road tripper. I would be
Yeah.
the worst person to be stuck in a car for a year. But some people love that.
I
When you meet
like
people
road
that
trips.
have like, it's an hour commute to and from work. I'm like, I don't know how you do that. Oh, just pop in, radio. It's my quiet time. I'm like, I can't.
Yeah.
I can't do that.
I used to do that. I used to drive
I
from
know.
downtown Dallas to downtown Fort Worth, and it would take me 45 minutes.
Well, even when we first got married, or
Yeah.
right before we got married,
Yeah.
it took you 45 minutes or an hour to get to work.
Yeah, I didn't mind it. Listen to the radio. I mean, I wouldn't want to do it forever, but
I just don't do traffic. I'm speed. When I get there,
you're a very impatient person.
it's not impatient. I don't want to waste time.
Call it what you want.
I don't do well in quiet either. I do love a podcast, though. I could probably, in an
yeah, that's
audiobook.
what you would do.
Yeah.
You would listen to
Man, the amount of Colleen Hoover books that I have gone through lately, just listening. It's so fun. Last one. Longtime Burger King cook who never missed a day of work buys his first home after a viral fundraising campaign. So listen to this. His name is Kevin Ford. In the summer of 2022, he went viral on TikTok after posting a video that showed a gift bag that he received from Burger King to celebrate. He was 27 years as a cook. Never missed a single day of work in
Wow.
27 years. He was a cook and a cashier at the Harry Reid International Airport, which
Yeah.
we love, in Las Vegas. And like I said, never missed a day at work. So he gets this bag as a thank you for
Thank
your
you.
service. What do you think was in that bag?
I don't know, some koozies.
Yeah. So in the video, Ford showed that in the bag was a movie ticket, 2 pens, 2 keychains, a plastic drawstring backpack,
And they're all Burger King branded.
probably
Yeah.
a piece of chocolate cake, and some candies. Thank you for 27 years,
Never missing a shift.
365 days. Yeah. So after the video went viral, one of his daughters actually created a GoFundMe. Was very upfront about what it was for. Like he's fine. We just want him to retire, and he, and it was, like I said, intended to help him retire. It, however, raised $450,000 with over 14,000 people.
That's great.
Donating.
Good for him.
Isn't that crazy though?
Yeah.
So anyway, he just told TMZ he collected $350,000 directly from GoFundMe, bought a humble little 849 square foot home in Nevada,
Good for
and
him.
has thanked everybody for
That's karma.
right. Sweet old man.
Yeah. He deserves it.
Say, take your pens, Burger King. Actually, I used him to sign my contract on my new house.
There you go. He probably did.
Kind of a feel good. So,
Yeah.
all right, I told you it's really slow.
That's okay.
I couldn't find anything.
It's all right.
So
It's good.
Do you want to talk award show fashion?
No, I'm good.
No, I know.
I'm
I don't.
good.
I
Yeah.
actually don't do that either. Okay, reality.
Reality Roundup.
Going back to last week, Fool Me Once. I went back and watched it on Netflix. You were in and out.
Yeah.
You missed most of it though. I retract my statement.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
Unfortunately, I was doing a little bit of work
You saw the
in the
end.
room, and I saw the end. So
I didn't even
don't
know he
need
was
to-
watching. He goes, "Oh snap!"
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. So now I don't need to go back and watch it.
I wish, though, I told you, there's all these, The Stranger, which we watched, Stay Safe, which we're going to start. There's all these, I think it's Harlan Corbin, fun little author name, if that's even his real name. And he must have made a deal with Netflix because
Right.
it's all over.
There's like 4.
Yes, and it's the
different
same
series?
guy in,
It's the same actor. Yeah.
yes, in all of
Which
them.
is confusing.
But when I was watching it, I'm like, this would have been a book I would have loved to have read. So, I don't know.
While
I
you're
guess
in the Wienermobile. Yeah. You can
can't
listen to these.
Go in the lead. You couldn't do this by yourself for a year. You
No,
kidding
I
me?
couldn't.
I don't know where I was going with that other than I wish I had read them. You can't watch the movie and then go back and read the book because the book is always better.
Probably.
100% always,
Yeah.
always better. Anyway, I was just saying I highly recommend that book and all the others. I think there's 4 or 5
Yeah.
that are out on Netflix right now. We watched American Nightmare on Netflix, 3-part documentary.
Yeah, it was good.
It's a case that we've all heard about. It's not new, but they at the time called it the Gone Girl kidnapping. And it was back in 2015. Her name was Denise Huskins. And long story short, police falsely claimed at the time that when she claimed that she had been kidnapped and abducted and abused and then returned home, the police said it was a hoax. They didn't believe her from the start. And her boyfriend at the time had both gone through this experience. They were both being called liars. And the movie Gone Girl, I think they said, had just
Loosely
come out.
based on that.
No, I think the movie had just come out.
Oh.
So they were saying she was just taking a page out of
Gotcha.
out of this. Anyway, the documentary is 3 parts. They talked to her boyfriend. They talked to her. They talked to all the attorneys. Obviously, no one from the police department wanted to be a part
Yeah.
of this because if you watch this documentary, they could not have butchered this more if
Yeah,
they tried.
it was really good. That's a good 3-part series. It's like 50 minutes apiece.
It was a quick watch.
Yeah, it was a quick
we kind of
watch.
found
It's
it
good.
accidentally. I was like, I like that.
Yeah,
Let's
but
do
it was really good.
So yeah,
The whole time I'm sitting there like, I guess I didn't remember the story.
And
so I didn't know
you
how
kept
it was
going,
going to
"They're
end. I was
guilty.
like, oh,
They're not.
guilty.
They're
There's no
guilty."
way. There's no way.
they're not together. They are together.
Yeah. And then sure enough.
I know. And then we also need to start True Detective Night Country.
Yeah, that's going to be
starring
good.
Jodie Foster.
The only problem with that is that they're releasing one a week.
I hate when they do that. Making me watch on regularly like scheduled
We've so
TV.
been conditioned now.
I know.
Like one thing at a time.
I know. But they do it obviously to stop people from. If I don't have the Peacock app, but I'm only going to do the free month
Oh, yeah.
membership so
Yeah.
that I can
You
watch
10
all
days
the episodes.
free.
Right.
You only get one episode.
So I get why they all do it, but it's so annoying.
Having to wait.
Yes. But you're right.
Yeah.
But that's how TV is. Like
That's-
you have to wait every week for your show to come on.
I mean, again, I'm sure that every podcast
First
in the
world
world,
problem.
right, has talked about this. But like back in the 90s or the 80s, Like you waited the next week until the next episode came out.
And if you weren't home, you missed the show.
You better have put your VCR in.
Did you ever like record at the wrong time or there was some live event, so when you went to go record something that came on later, you missed it? Oh, that stuff used to make me so angry.
Yeah.
Did you tape over in my Olympics?
That's funny. Remember when TiVo first came out? It was like
I never
the first
had TiVo.
DVR.
Yeah.
I never had one either,
Yeah,
but I remember thinking that's the coolest thing in the world.
You can record
You can record TV
and go back. Yeah. Well, so if you can imagine, True Detective, the very first season came out 10 years ago. Isn't that crazy?
Wow.
10 years ago. Starred Matthew McConaughey and Woody Harrelson.
It was great.
Did we ever decide whether they're brothers?
No, it was a thing for their
brothers movie?
Yeah, it was like I don't remember.
I don't either. And I remember the first season, maybe second season. I don't even remember the second. Was awesome.
The first one was awesome.
Maybe it was the second that got confused. It got real confusing.
The first one was good. The second one was what's the guy from The Breakup? Big guy. Funny
Vince
Wedding
Vaughn?
Crashers. Yeah, he was in the second one.
I don't even remember that.
The third one was good. We watched the third one. It was good. And
Which
then,
one did we not like then?
The Vince Vaughn one.
Oh.
I don't even think we finished it.
Well, that's what I remember. Is it was like too much?
I don't
Trying to
remember
throw
why
too
we didn't
much
like
in?
it.
Anyway, I'm going down a tangent. So anyway, Night Country introduces detectives Liz Danvers, who is Jodie Foster, and Evangeline Navarro, who's Callie Rice, to solve a case about 8 male scientists who disappear from a research station in Northwest Alaska. But dun dun dun, that's just the beginning. What's it on?
Max. HBO.
Is it on TV too? I feel like I've seen commercials on TV.
I think it's just on HBO.
Okay, Max. It's not HBO.
It's not
anymore.
HBO.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then coming out on Netflix on Valentine's Day, Love is Blind season 6,
That'll be good.
North Carolina. Is it? We did not enjoy it last time. You
We
remember?
didn't? Oh, I thought we
Yeah.
liked that one.
No. And I think there's some controversy behind the scenes of it. It's a fun binge watch though,
Yeah, that's what we do.
but it's coming out. And then Traitors season 2 is out.
Yeah, it's
Can
good.
you recommend it enough?
No,
It's a great little show.
It is, and I mean, it's a good show, but your kids can watch it.
It's a smart show. It's different than other reality shows, which is good because they kind of have all started merging into the same thing. And this is not. It's completely.
It's amazing how I guess we don't have to explain the premise of it, but it's amazing how, like, if you're not one of the traitors, like how you have no clue what's going on.
Well, and everybody's guilty.
Everybody's
You're looking
guilty.
around at
and,
everybody.
yeah, it's a good show. It's
It
a
is
really good show.
And the kids flipping love it.
Yeah.
But talk about how annoying. They released the first 3 episodes. We binged them.
Yeah.
And then I went, oh my gosh, the rest of the season doesn't come out until next Thursday. So we'll just have to wait and we'll probably get 3 more episodes. Well, Thursday comes and I went, it's only 1 episode.
We only got 1 episode, and Beckett's like mad.
So we have 1 a week now? Now we're
Yeah.
on the regular TV schedule of 1 a week?
But we did find Traitors Australia.
Yes. There's another country
That's doing it.
Yes.
Yeah, there are other countries.
Stop it. That's not what I meant. Well, there's also right now streaming Love is Blind Sweden.
I saw that
On
Netflix. Maybe
So-
because the last couple of weeks we haven't had much to watch.
Well, it's still
Other than the
holiday
one
time,
night we watched
and
Traitors.
yes, TV completely messes with
Right.
their schedule. I think this was the first week stuff started coming back out again. But yeah. All right, that's it. This was kind of short and sweet, and a little fluffy, which
It's all
is
good.
fine. It's
All
fine.
good. No dogs barked in the middle.
No. And yeah, that's it. Okay, everybody stay warm.
Yep.
And have a fantastic week. Tybo and I will see you next week. Make sure you like, rate, review, subscribe, all that stuff to the podcast. And yeah, we'll see you next week. Same time.
Same place.
There you go.